Yep. So hello everyone. I'm Rudrapratap Chouhan. Again, we are back with another video. So as you all know, हम एक इंटरव्यू सीरीज बना रहे हैं जिसमें कि हम उन लोगों का इंटरव्यू लेते हैं जिनका ऑलरेडी सिलेक्शन हो चुका है कुछ कंपनीज में। उनसे जानते हैं कि उनका सिलेक्शन किस तरह से हुआ, क्या क्या राउंड्स हुए, कितने क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए, किस लेवल के क्वेश्चन पूछे गए, उनका अभी तक का वर्क एक्सपीरियंस कैसा है। सो सीरीज को कंटिन्यू करते हुए आज हमारे साथ है रोनाल्ड वेलिशन, जो कि डिलॉयट में 2 साल काम कर चुके हैं। अभी उन्होंने लेफ्ट कर दिया है, बट इस वीडियो में हम जानेंगे कि कैसा उनका सिलेक्शन हुआ और उनका वर्क एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा। सो हेलो रोनाल्ड, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल।
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
या रोनाल्ड, कैन यू प्लीज इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ?
Hello, everyone. My name is Ronald, and I did my undergraduate from Christ University, Bangalore. Over there, I did my undergraduate in Bachelor's of Computer Science, Mathematics, and Statistics. It's a triple major course, during which I got my placements in the month of September 2021. Post which I joined Deloitte in the month of August 2022. And from there on, I continued to work over there with multiple clients and various projects. And I worked in two domains specifically. One is in the domain of service developer. The other one was as a SAP basis consultant. That was the main work which I did in Deloitte. And post which I left the company in the month of September 2024.
Okay, Ronald, nice to hear that. Like you worked for Deloitte for 2 years, but I want to know more about Deloitte. And also, the person who are watching this video, maybe they are not aware about Deloitte. Can you please let us know how and where Deloitte works and on which project you are working?
Deloitte is a massive entity. It has different verticals within it. Uh, Within Deloitte, there is like taxation, audit, consulting, RFA, that stands for Risk and Finance Advisory, and various other segments are there. I particularly worked in the Deloitte consulting wing of it. Over there, there are different offerings within it, like within for one particular subset of service, there would be an offering. So, for example, there would be an offering for SAP-based products. There would be an offering for ServiceNow-based products, and there would be another offering for Oracle strategy point of view. Different offerings are there. Um, I got to work in two domains. One is as a service developer. The other one was as a basis consultant. Over there, the projects are of different formats. There are projects which are like a shorter span of 3 months or even shorter projects as well. But there are some projects which will go on for a longer time, like for a year or 2 years. Uh, I got to work in both kind of projects. I got to work in one short time, and the other one was a long time commitment which I had over there.
Okay, okay. So, Ronald, for the freshers, I have one question. Like, how you got to know there is opening in the Deloitte, and how was your interview procedure?
The selection process for me was based as a campus placement, in which we had two rounds. One was an aptitude or technical skill based assessment, which was an online assessment. We had questions coming in from there, and then when we completed that, there was another interview. It was scheduled. Um, in interview, I was specifically asked like two questions. One was that like my interviewer particularly was impressed by the amount of by the project which I had done, and the interviewer was really curious about that. We spent close to 15 minutes just discussing about the project. He tried to really drill down and like really ask me like in technical questions like why did you select this, why you didn't do it this way, and other questions regarding it. The another question was more of like high level design of he gave me a case study of things which you want to implement a project, and he was trying to test the clarity of thought, how would I arrive at a solution to that particular problem, and I gave an answer which was satisfactory to them, and I guess I got selected in Deloitte.
Okay. So in short, like you had two rounds of interview. First one is a test, which contains aptitude. I think we discussed this previously as well. Like you had aptitude test and other test, written test, I think. So in that you had technical questions, and then other round was technical interview round, which consists of HR interview as well. And in that interview, you you get so many questions related to your projects. Mainly, they were focused on your project only. So yeah, I want more about the project you did and how you completed that.
Okay. For the project which I did, I actually did it in collaboration with one of my batchmates. We made the inspiration for the project. It came in when was the year 2020, and we were all locked in our homes. Like the pandemic was at its full rage. Um, so in that time period, there was a specific news trend which came about. It was about the celebrities which are there. Their WhatsApp chats would get leaked. Okay, like many of the famous celebrities, the WhatsApp chats are getting leaked, and like, how do you guys, like it's public and everything was like broadcasted live throughout the nation on the news channels. The project inspiration came from there, and the project was that we provide an additional level of encryption on top of WhatsApp. So before you send a message to someone, you encrypt it on your own using your own algorithms. You and then you send it via WhatsApp or any other kind of medium. It could be via email, Telegram, or any other kind of medium. To decrypt it, you guys would need to have like a master password of your own, and then you guys decrypt it. This was a Chrome extension which we had made, and it was accessible via WhatsApp web or any other kind of Telegram web or Gmail or any other kind of service which allows you to communicate via text. You can use that to be able to encrypt whatever the message is and then send it across to the recipient. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So nice to know about your project. Now I want to know, like, how was your experience in Deloitte for 2 years, last 2 years? Yeah.
In Deloitte, I had worked in two roles. One was a ServiceNow developer. The other one was as an SAP basis consultant. As a ServiceNow developer, we were working with one of the largest pharmaceutical clients, and over there they would have, whenever they were doing any kind of deployment, they would have some kind of risk assessment going on. So we have to assess, like, what kind of risk this particular change would bring to the environment. And what was happening is many of the changes which were not so critical were getting marked as critical, because of which the time required to do the entire assessment, it was growing again for the clients, which was increasing the developer efforts as well as the client efforts to be able to deploy any kind of changes to the environment. We tried to revamp it, and we developed the capability using which the DevOps was implemented in their environment, and they were able to deploy faster and quicker and safer way, and that ensured that the time is saved for the developers as well as for the other people who are involved in the entire process chain. The other project which I worked on was as a basis consultant. I worked with one of the largest utilities company of America. Over there, we were supporting their IT infrastructure, in which we were particularly focused on the SAP infrastructure. For the SAP infrastructure, my particular role was to do monitoring of the systems to ensure that there was like a proper uptime maintained for them. We did upgrades for it. We did refreshes. We did um, health checks, as well as ensuring that system is properly functioning and available at the highest peak times of the users, and the user had a better experience while using those products. And yeah, that's the main two rules which I did. Other than that, Deloitte has a lot of firm initiatives going on. In the firm initiative, it would be in the form of Impact Day. It's a annual celebration which Deloitte has every year on November 26th. On that day, we give back to the community in which we belong. So over there, I've worked for 2 years consecutively. I worked as a uh, first year I worked as a cluster lead, in which I was leading the cluster. That means I was the cluster was like we were going to the government schools and providing them one day as education to them. And over there, for the first year I worked as cluster lead, in which I was leading the on ground efforts. And in the second year, I got to work as a thread lead, in which I got to lead two cluster leads with me, and I was also leading one of the locations over there. So yeah, that was like a really fun initiative which Deloitte has every year, and I got to take part in that as well.
Okay. Nice to hear about your experience in the Deloitte. And other was that the initiative which Deloitte has taken for the well-being of the employees. So it's impressive. Actually, yeah. Now, last but not the least question, it's related to the tips for the fresher. Can you please answer it?
Tips for the freshers, I would give build a good project, okay, in which you're confident about, that you are aware of like every single uh, step of like how to implement it, how it was made. Have a good inspiration behind the project, which you can talk about at length with people. The other would be to be able to be sure in the tech stack in which you are in. If you're able to like have complete grasp over one singular tech stack, that should be enough to like get you through the placement of it. Other than that, if you're going for off campus, network with people, go to events, go and meet with, take part in the sessions which happen, take part in the seminars which happen, reach out to the speakers, reach out to the people who are coming to on campus to give talks and everything. Yeah, that would be my tips for freshers.
Okay. Okay, Ronald, thank you for your time. And nice to interact with you. I hope it's helpful for the freshers and the experience who got to know anything about the Deloitte. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.